I'll probably cut this stuff out. Here we go. Gamers Talking Gaming. Today it's number 5. I'm out here with Matt. Matt is what's the significance of your Instagram handle? It's like your initials?
Yeah, just initials.
Mr. Are you class of
Well, it's it's
'06?
it's Ross Basso,
Matt Ross
and
Basso?
then the CF is actually it was a I guess the '06 was the year I made it, and that's actually Christ follower. Believe it or
Gotcha.
not. Yes, sir.
Where do you stem from? Where are you located?
I live in Louisiana, dude.
What's going on in Louisiana?
Well, we're about to get a crap load of storms, so hopefully not a lot of bad weather.
You
But
guys get the hurricanes, right?
mm-hmm, sure do.
That was heavy shit back in, what was that, '08?
It was '08, yeah, '08, I believe.
Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah, it was Katrina, dude. And the thing was about Louisiana was we had a miss. Like it's Mississippi who got it worse than us, really.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Waveland, Mississippi got like 20-foot storm surge,
Okay.
and we got maybe half that.
I remember from what I remember from that was all like the NFL updates. Like the Saints had to play somewhere else. They were playing in college stadiums or something like that.
Yeah.
Is the stadium, New Orleans Stadium, like right there on the Gulf?
It's right along the Mississippi River, and of course
My
they
geography's
have.
fucked, dude. Is that like close to the actual Atlantic Ocean?
Well, you're talking Gulf of Mexico, so
Yeah, I guess.
yeah,
Sure.
and well, what happens is, of course, like the levees broke, and it just and Louisiana's always like having subsidence. The Mississippi typically redeposits soil,
Okay.
but in New Orleans, the Army Corps of Engineers early on, they built those levees and dams and didn't allow for resedimentation of soil. So you always have the subsistence that land just keeps going down and down, and there's no resedimentation.
So you guys
So
always on like DEFCON 9? Is it always like we need to, storm up to the cabin and hang out for the weekend?
well, it's what it is like if you get the levees keep having to get stronger and stronger, and the Mississippi River, they need it for shipping, so they can't redistribute the water to where it wouldn't be such a bad thing in New Orleans. But it's like you're living in a fishbowl. You literally live in a fishbowl.
What
So
are
if
you gonna do in these next couple weeks? Are you just gonna hang out at the house and just gamble with it, or are you gonna
well,
run for the
luckily,
hills?
I don't live in New Orleans. I live north of New Orleans.
Okay.
But I mean, New Orleans, they really have a hell of a time every hurricane season. It's the
Fuck.
biggest threat.
I mean,
Because
these
that's one.
people are like
They,
dying and stuff, right? I mean,
yes, they were. A lot of people had been stranded and died, and there was a lot of looting as well, and that was
why
also
do
kind
people
of
loot for the hurricane? Is
I
it black
I
and white people? Is it white people?
it was everybody, and
Why the hell would people loot for that circumstance?
I have no idea. There were people that were like looting like a Rite Aid, and they were getting food and stuff. But then you also saw videos of people taking
Foot Locker.
like TVs. I'm like, dude, there's no power, and there won't be power for like a month. Why do you steal on a TV?
You're taking like the PS4 and all this shit. It's like you can't even play it, dude. Get some
Yeah,
food.
yeah, I'm
Kidding
like,
me?
you're gonna starve on top of all your loot. Good luck with that.
Well, best of luck to you and your family getting through this, man. You have a family, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be some thunderstorms. I mean, granted, they've already declared a state of emergency in like
Fuck.
some of the lower parishes over toward Texas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine it's gonna be that bad, but I mean, fingers crossed, right?
I don't think I've ever been in a state of emergency in San Diego, Southern California.
Well, the crazy thing about that is, my wife's from California, and she talks about earthquakes and tremors, and it freaks me out more than hurricanes, dude.
Where's your wife from?
She's actually from Fontana.
Where's that? I think you told me
That
that. I don't know
I
where it
did.
is though.
I think it's like 20 minutes outside of LA or something like that, or a little bit further, like maybe an hour out.
There's a lot of Instagram people on here that live in that area. Retro COD lives in East LA or San Bernardino. Same with Darkstar. He's up there off the 215. 8-Bit Gabe, that clown cracking everybody up in that in that DM. He lives in like East LA or something. Doyle Heights. Well, Matt,
Yes, sir.
can I ask you a question?
Sure, shoot.
Do you remember your first ever video game memory?
Yeah, I do. And I guess
Are we
let's
the
see.
same age? I'm 31.
I'm 32, gonna
Okay,
be
I was
33 this year.
born in '85, January 4th.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Nintendo out here in the United States 85, correct?
we came up together.
Yeah. And so I remember I didn't get a Nintendo. My older brother, who was 4 years older than me, did.
Damn, so you could
Um,
never get to play.
well, I got to play, but I was the youngest, so I was always the guy who sucked the most. So I
Sure.
handed off the controller quickest.
Yeah.
But and of course, they would talk to make sure I'd die and taunt me. But yeah,
Are you
that's
talking
how.
like Super Mario World? Are we talking like Metroid?
Oh, we're talking regular Nintendo. My first memory was I guess it had to be I must have been early enough to remember, so maybe like 5.
Yeah.
Uh, we were going into my uncle's place of business where my dad worked as well, and it was my brother's birthday was coming up,
Yeah.
and so he gets us into his office, and he's like, "Hey, Roy, I got something for you," and he pulls out the Nintendo, box, and it had the full set, the Duck Hunt gun, everything. It's
Nice.
basically standard for everybody, right?
Sure. That's what I
That's
had.
their first memory was that, and I was excited for my brother because I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna play. I don't care if it's not mine."
Right.
And so yeah, that was my first video game memory. So it was Mario and Duck Hunt, pretty
Did
much
you,
like every
did you used to go to like when I was a little kid, I would go to Target and it would drive me fucking crazy. They'd have like
Kmart.
Game Gear and Columbus on display. Target in my area was set up. The building was set up kind of like a baseball diamond, and you came
Uh-huh.
in at the corner, like home plate,
Hmm.
kind of like the old circuit cities were. You'd come in like the corner of the building was the entrance and exit. That's how the Target was growing up, and I remember as soon as I'd go into Target, I would just run as fast as I could, pretty much down the first base aisle, like that was like off to the right, like a 45-degree angle,
Yeah.
and I would just look at video games, and it was just system overload.
Yeah, dude. I remember Kmart was like that, and unfortunately it wasn't that close.
Yeah.
So I had to get all the way to the back of the damn store. And then like Sears was the same way. It was like, "Mom, can we go buy the kids' clothing? Because I'm
Hmm.
gonna run to the back where all the systems are set up and played."
Yeah.
And nah, dude, and it's funny, dude. I really do remember like looking in the cases and seeing all the games that nowadays are like ultra rare and all
Yeah.
this other stuff, super expensive. And it's like it's funny, like a ton of those games, those aren't my favorite games. Like a lot of these obscure games that are like I don't know, $700. Like I probably never played as a kid. Like
I don't know anything about collecting. I'll be the first one to say it. I don't know what the hell's. I text Tyler, cheeses. I don't know. I
I,
don't. Little Sam stand is $800. That blows my mind. Stadium
I've
events.
never played them, and I mean, if I did, I don't remember them. Let's put
Did
it
you
that way.
never played stadium events, or is that the one with the pad? You plug in the pad and run on it, and you're in the.
I I think so, but yeah, no, I never played it, dude. Like I have more memories of things like Rampage,
Nice.
Duck Hunt, Godzilla, even like Jaws. I actually enjoyed Jaws as a
Jaws.
kid.
I remember
I mean,
that.
like I was scared to death of the movie, loved the game, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's like thank God it's not rare because I have it. You know,
Do you have
you
any
know,
rare games? Have you gone on eBay and appraised any of your stuff?
I've got a few, but they're not that rare. I mean, like, geez, maybe like the most rare game I have is maybe pushing $80.
Which game is that?
Sunset Riders.
That game's worth $80.
Yes, and if you buy it from a video game store, it's like because they mark it up $20 from eBay, it's like 110 or something
Wait,
stupid.
wait, wait. The SNES cartridge for Sunset Riders is worth $80.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
gonna sell it right now.
Oh, I wouldn't do it. Sunset Riders is a great game.
Why, dude? I have pictures of me and my friends dressed up as the Sunset Riders from Halloween 2 years ago.
Dude,
But
that's awesome.
I mean, it's a great game.
Yeah, it is.
$80.
Yes.
Okay, right now I'm looking at Star Fox,
Mm-hmm.
Secret of Evermore. Do you know what these games are worth?
Star Fox is running maybe $20. Am I
That's
wrong?
it. What about Killer Instinct?
Killer Instinct, ooh, maybe 30.
Just for the cartridge, you don't need to have like the manual and box and everything.
No, yeah, no. I think actually, I maybe Killer Instinct's actually probably about the same neighborhood as Star Fox actually. I
20
don't think it's
bucks.
actually. Yeah, I don't think you're any higher than that. But yeah, no, it's just cartridge, no
I,
box, no nothing.
I remember I came home from college in 2010. I couldn't get a job, and I sold everything. I had like Mega Man X2, Mega Man
Oh,
X3. Yeah, and I look at eBay now. These things are going for like 60, 70, $80.
well,
Fucking 200 if you have the box and manual.
yeah, well, and the thing is
Damn.
dude, like, I only like I play what I remember, nostalgic. Like, not to mention I can't afford to buy things that I never played anyway because
What do you do? What
90%.
do you do for work?
Oh, I actually work as a biologist for the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries in Louisiana.
You are a nerd. That's rad.
Yes, dude, I'm extremely a nerd.
What do
Like
you?
before,
I mean, do you have a college degree in biology and stuff?
yeah, I sure do.
Fuck, dude, right on.
Yeah, and so yeah, no, I'm definitely a nerd. Like when I was before I was well, no, not before, but as I was a video game nerd, I was also an insect nerd, dude. Like second grade, walking around with a North American Guide to Butterflies and Moths
Mm-hmm.
at school, like naming shit the best I could in Latin. It's pretty sad.
Were your
But that
your favorite Pokemon all the insects ones? Butterfree, Metapod, Caterpie?
it honestly, yes, they are.
Really?
Sadly, any of the bug like Pokemon, like
Yeah.
Hetercross, the big Japanese rhino beetle, one of my favorites.
Who's that? Is it after the original Pokemon
It,
151?
it is, but
Yeah,
my
check
my
that after
absolute
that.
my absolute favorite is the fossil Pokemon, Kabuto.
Kabuto. I remember him.
Yeah, a little creepy, like claw little guy who runs around on the ground, looks like just a dome.
But he looks like Charmander, right? With a skull on.
No, he's literally an eyeball with a dome and claws, and then he evolves into Kabutops with the like two scythe arms.
What's the Pokemon that looks like Charmander with a skull on?
That is why can't I remember
It's
the
like a little
name?
dinosaur looking thing.
It's the one who is the guy who holds the bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, and the
Dry
name
Bones? Nah, that's Super
I,
Mario World.
the name eludes me, and that's pretty sad
We're
because
gonna get some. We're gonna get some angry Pokemon fans on here telling us they
dude,
don't know
and
shit
I
what we're
and
talking
I'm
about.
yeah, we're gonna have like stained glass geek shunning us forever. Uh,
You know, it's funny because when you first logged onto this, you had the video going. I was just staring at you.
oh, that's
Me,
scary.
because right now we're just doing audio. But when
Yeah.
Stained Glass Geek, we did that the whole time, staring at each other. And the Stained Glass Geek is like a really nice guy. So he's one of those guys that just like permanently smiles. He's just
Yeah.
smiling, walking around town smiling. So I get this guy like 2 feet from my face just smiling at me for an hour, and I was like, this would be a lot more awkward if you were weird, but he's really cool, and I really enjoyed that interview and that time I had with that dude. And if Ariane, you're listening, one day we will drink beers together in Europe. I don't care if it's
Please,
France or Holland.
please invite me,
Let's
please.
go.
Dude, I would love to. Dude, I love Stained Glass Geek. I actually I saw that he had a post about the fact that he got some of the old well, not old Pokemon, but like DS versions. And I was like, dude, I have a whole plethora of legendaries. You can just have them. They've been sitting there for like a year.
That's cool of you, man. But
And
what is that?
it's a bunch of like, the rare Pokemon that are like, I don't know, like, you remember the original 151 where they had like the
That's all I
flying
remember.
the flying birds that were like lightning and
Aerodactyl,
fire.
Zapdos.
Those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
And then now that there's like 700 of them, there are tons of other ones that. And the thing about legendaries for me is I never use them. You just collect them, and
Okay.
I'm like, so I was like, for me, I was like, he can have them. I can probably catch him again the next game, which is coming up this holiday. It's Pokemon Moon or Sun, so I'll catch them all over again. I'm not really worried about it.
And you just gave them to him for free?
Well, I was like, hey, give me a Pikachu or give me whatever trash you have. So yeah, I'll
Oh,
take
you
it.
have a stained glass.
Oh well,
Did,
yeah. Well, no. I mean, I got some crappy Pokemon from him just for the trade, but I won a Pokeball in like one of his first giveaways.
you
I
won
think
the actual glass.
the glass Pokeball that he was giving away, one of the first ones.
And he shipped it to Louisiana and it didn't break.
No, I was extremely extremely excited that it didn't break. Yeah, it somehow made it here unscathed. I love it.
That's
It's in
rad.
my window in my crappy man cave. But yeah, no,
How
it's
big is
awesome.
it?
Oh, it's
Like a foot? Like 12 inches by 12 inches, or not that big?
it's a little smaller,
A little bit
but
smaller than that?
it's like a bit bigger than your fist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's great. I love it,
I mean, that shit he does. I mean, that still probably took him like 20 hours to do.
dude. And the Legend of Zelda thing he's doing right now,
That's insane. For the
ungod,
Midna, the Twilight,
dude. It's like 6 foot tall. He told me.
it's probably going to be close to like a couple $1,000s.
I told him he should replace the door to his shop with that. I hope he
You
does.
you were a cool dude. You were the one that was telling me you wanted to get like a video game magazine to come check him out, right? You tried to get in touch with a
Dude,
couple.
I did. Granted, they failed miserably, and people are finding him anyway, which is great.
Who'd you get a hold of? Who'd you try to get a hold of?
Dude, I tried to get a hold of IGN. Of course, they ignored the heck out of all that. But I
Yeah.
even did some other UK online, gaming sites and stuff like that. Nobody responded.
Does Stan Glassgeek even know that you're doing this for him? Have you reached out and been like, hey man, I'm trying to get you
Well,
some
yeah, well,
publicity?
yeah. I talk to him on Instagram.
Trying to get you some shine?
Yeah, I tell him quite often. I talk to him, and he's really cool. He's so kind that
Yeah.
he talks to me. Like that's pretty cool.
Well,
Uh,
when I had my interview with him, he was like, he said something about how in Holland people don't like the heroes. They don't like the egos. They don't like the individual efforts. So I'm
yeah,
sure he's got this culture background where he's just nice as hell to everybody. Even if people shit on him, he's still probably nice.
yeah. He's a humble dude, which is pretty awesome.
Very humble, very talented, very smart. I truly wish that dude the best.
He's gonna do well. I've told him repeatedly. I was like,
I think
you,
he's my
you
age.
can't go wrong doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah. All right, Matt. I got a question for you, dude.
Yes, sir.
Why won't you sell me your pearls?
Oh, because I was actually gonna send you some for free.
The Zelda drinking a beer.
Yes.
Instead of holding up the Master Sword, he's holding up like a Das Boot or a pint glass.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna
I
send you
actually,
money because I don't like
well, it's not gonna be
the handout.
costly. Like it literally would take me like 30, 40 minutes. And actually, what I was gonna do, because I also did the Game Boy one from Link's Awakening. I was gonna send you him double fisting, and I was probably gonna send you an 8-bit, instead of the shield. I was gonna put a beer in replace of the
Send me
shield.
whatever, and I'll give you a shout out on YouTube.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm not worried about money. I ain't worried about that. I
The
mean,
the Brews and Vids channel, it gets like 3 or 4 subscribers a day organically. I have a channel that gets like 700 a month, even if I don't even do anything.
yeah,
But Brews and Vids, I'd imagine it'll take about a year to really get going.
yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out like what the hell I'm doing, like why I got away from my original YouTube channel. But eventually, I think this could be like coming on and doing this podcast could be like great for
I
anybody in the
really,
community that wants to like promote something, whether it's like a YouTube channel, a Twitch, a claim sale, an Etsy account,
absolutely. I mean, it's
a
definitely a way for
fundraiser.
it's a great way for other retro gamers, much
Yeah,
less people who just love their childhood nostalgia,
yeah,
to listen in and find people on Instagram, find them on wherever, and whether it be through whether they're buying something or whether they're buying or they're just going to see their collection or whatever. I
yeah.
mean, granted, I don't have that collection. I have nostalgia, just stuff I kept just for nostalgia. But no, I think this would be definitely cool.
When did you first start hearing about this? Was it or about Brews and Vids? Was it the Wii U giveaway?
Uh, Before that, I
Cool.
found you, and I found you. It's the thing is like I didn't realize that that perlers, like I really just recently got into perlers. Like it's all basically your fault and Demi's fault. Uh, cause
Am I
cause
saying
I
her name wrong?
what's
Is
that?
it Demi or Demi?
Demi.
Oh, I like Demi better.
It's probably Demi. I'm probably wrong. I'm from Louisiana. I'll
She'll correct
mispronounce
us.
anything.
She'll
Yeah.
let one of us know that we're stupid.
Yeah, and so like I saw that you bought the set for Super Mario RPG, and I was
Yep.
like,
Looking at it
holy
right
God!
now.
I was like, holy God in heaven! This isn't an 8-year-old girl's hobby. You can
No,
do really, really cool crap with this.
sure.
So I contacted her to do my favorite game of all time, uh, which is Monkey Island series from PC.
I don't
And I
even
was
know it. I
like,
never played a PC game.
I was hardcore into PC
I
gaming like
had like
as well.
Doom maybe and like Tony Lasorda's baseball, but it was fucking stupid.
Well, dude, I was hardcore into like rogue-based dungeon crawlers, RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons,
Okay.
and so yeah, RPGs were my thing. So it didn't matter what platform it was. But Monkey Island was not an RPG. It was
Okay.
like an adventure game,
Okay.
and it was humorous, text-based, pixelated, and I was like, she's got to make this for me. And of course,
How'd it
like
turn out?
oh, they're awesome. I love it. I had a buddy of mine who's actually really talented. He actually put them in a shadow box for me,
Nice.
since I can't do something that simple. But but yeah, no, they're great. And she, of course, like you've talked to her before, she definitely was like, I don't know what to charge you, and she gave me an insanely great deal for 6 pieces that somebody could have charged me probably close to twice as much.
Yeah, and it's different for Demi too because I mean Gabe just sent me like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil this, and he said it was like $11 to ship. So Demi shipping from Canada,
Yeah,
it's way different for her. And she
definitely.
said all of her clientele is American, so she's got to, you don't just want to do this and dedicate all your time to do this and buy in the pearls just to break even. You got to make some
Yeah,
money.
yeah, and she
And she
definitely she
does. I've been super content with. I don't even remember what I paid, but there was never a time where I was thinking like she ripped me off. I'm at the point
yeah.
of no return. I can't back out now. Not even
No,
close.
yeah, no, and the only reason I do this is because like I can't pay someone to do all the crazy stupid ideas I come up with.
You're a
You know,
biologist, dude. Aren't you rich?
oh hell no, no, I work for the state of Louisiana,
Uh,
which if you know anything about the state of Louisiana, we're pretty piss
I
poor.
know everything about it. I'm just kidding. I don't know shit about anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell's going on in San Diego government
Well,
wise.
well, I know that if I were to work in say California, I would get paid twice as much. However,
Damn.
the standard of living,
Cost of living, right? You do the math.
so
It's a
so
parallel line.
it balances out, you know. But
Could
yeah,
you get a
no.
job out here? Is it there? Is it
Um,
anywhere? Can you be a biologist anywhere?
well, probably, but the move and everything else with the family the way I am, and I don't think it would work out. And granted, my wife would probably love it because she'd be back in California.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't see it being feasible.
How many kids do you have?
Actually, three now, and the fourth one is actually coming any day now.
Damn, right on, man. Congratulations, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Do you know?
Yes,
Is it a
sir.
boy or a girl? Or do you guys not want to
It's
know?
my only girl.
You have three boys.
Three boys, one 9-year-old. I didn't have with my wife.
Okay.
Early on in college with someone for a long time, and it just
Sure.
didn't work out.
Okay.
Um, and then my two boys are actually special needs.
What do you mean by that?
They are both moderate autism on the spectrum.
You have two boys that are moderately autism.
Yes, they have moderate
Fuck,
autism.
man. I'm sorry to hear. I mean, that's
Hey, they're great little boys. You
good.
know, it's just that it's a different way to process data. Their neurological pathways are a little crisscrossed and sometimes get a little buggy. That it's kind of sad in a way because they're like people trapped inside their own bodies. The best way I guess you could describe it. Um, but
Do they can they play video games? Can they concept?
no, they don't play video games, but it's funny how intuitive they are with electronics because they have their own little notepads or iPads or whatever that they had gotten, whether through was from my father or whatever, and it's funny they can they'll form sort of sentences and not really well, and they do a lot of mimicry, but you give them that pad and they'll scan through YouTube until they find something they love.
How old are
Um,
they? 9 and what?
well, the 9-year-old is okay. It's my 5 and 3-year-old that are
Fuck,
special
man.
needs.
What are the chances of two kids with
Uh,
special needs?
Genetics, man. It's got to be genetics. It can't be anything other than that. But
Does that
I
run in
mean,
your family or your wife's family?
actually, in my wife's family. So and there's health problems on either side, but autism has shown its face in my wife's family, like extended.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry, dude.
So, oh well,
Do you not want to talk about this?
oh dude, it's no big deal. I mean, I can talk about anything. You want to talk about politics? You want to talk about
Let's
religion?
talk
I
about
don't care.
religion, dude. Let's talk about the first time you in the backseat of your. I'm just kidding. Hey, man. Well, hey, congratulations to your daughter. Best of luck. Health and happiness and whatever you guys are praying about or hoping for. I'm there with you. So,
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it'll
like
be
this
good.
week, you're gonna have your girl.
Well, she was actually supposed to be due on April 6th. However,
April 6th. What day is
yeah,
it? What year is it?
that's
It's
that's
February.
that's
It's March.
that's yeah. So we're talking about a couple weeks, but when we went to the doctor recently, she was already showing that signs of labor.
Okay.
So like now we're just like doing the waiting game,
Sure.
and it could be any day.
Damn.
So she'll be a little early, hopefully not too early, because we're doing a home birth. We're not going to hospital.
How does that work? You do it in the bathtub or?
Well, yeah. Well, you can actually get like an inflatable tub. We're gonna have a midwife in the house, and
Nice.
it's gonna be this whole ordeal.
You can legally do that without like a doctor? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, this
yeah,
person has to be licensed, right? They took a couple
yeah.
classes. Okay.
They definitely have to be licensed.
I hope.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, they get rigorous
Rosetta
tests.
Stone, how to give
Yeah.
birth or something.
A little bit more than that, but yeah, no,
I'm just
they're
kidding.
they're heavily regulated. So And honestly, we live like a block away from a hospital, which is great. So if something does go wrong, boom, we can go right to the hospital.
Why are you going this route? Why are you doing the home
Um,
birth?
well, I mean that actually goes back to more personal stuff. We actually lost identical twins recently as well.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, so like a year ago, we lost identical boys.
Dude, I feel like I should never do one of these podcasts ever again.
Well, I'm very forthcoming with information. There's nothing I won't talk about, so I guess it's my fault.
No, man. I mean, are you? Damn. Um. So, what was your first video game memory?
Let's go back to that.
Hey, best of luck. Hey, best of luck to you and your family, man. I want to get back to video games. Best of luck to your 2 boys and your 3 boys. Your 9, 5, and what was it, 3-year-old?
Yeah, three.
And your daughter on the way.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
best of luck, man. And if we ever cross paths in life, I'd love to see your family.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great.
I've got some stuff written down. I think you're the first interview I had that I kind of wrote stuff down. I mean, I ask everybody their first video game memory.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we ever played Smash Brothers together. We're on there. Were we friends?
We were supposed to.
We're supposed to smash. But I
Yeah.
did want to talk to you about what we had talked about.
Yes, sir.
Which is a better video game? A Link to the
Yeah.
Past or the Ocarina of Time?
Well, that is definitely a point of contention, I imagine, for a lot of people. But
Sure.
I'm gonna have to go with Link to the Past.
Why?
Well, number one, when I played Link to the Past, I was maybe 9. So,
Yeah, I came out in 92 or 93.
yeah, and the thing is honestly, I've never been a guy who was like, a game with better graphics must be a better game.
No doubt. I agree with you there 100%.
And especially, in hindsight, you can look back and go, dude, what do I remember more? Even as like an older, like preteen when I played
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, what had a bigger impact? And it's really, we're talking from a purely nostalgic point. It's not necessarily how did this game break down and become better to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nostalgia, dude. Like I played the living crazy glue out of Link to the Past. I don't know how many playthroughs I did, but as that young impressionable kid, like, dude, I played it so much. Like I'd go to bed and I'd still hear the music and the game was off. And exactly, you dreamed about that, and I guess as you got older, games weren't so impressionable, but that was the thing for me. It was what was impressionable. And dude, its predecessor, to 64. Anything that they did in 64 that everybody's like, oh well, dude, they built it straight off of its predecessor,
Right.
And so to me, it's Linked to the Past. I love the way the game played. I love the art style.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of the two systems, just system alone, Super Nintendo is a better system to me.
Super Nintendo is the greatest system of all time, and then I'm going to give it to PlayStation 2. I think A Link to the Past is funner. Like you said,
Yeah.
you can beat it in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
I could probably beat it in under 3 hours and get all 24 heart pieces. But I think the Ocarina is a better game. I mean, predecessor, if this didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened. But like, I still remember Ocarina, jumping with the horse, leaving Lon Lon Ranch on Epona.
Yeah.
Just like the what's the first Deku tree, that old guy, after you beat the first temple, forest temple, that freeze frame, the bottles, the fishing. I mean, every Zelda game has bottles, but
And everybody loved the Water Temple.
fuck the water temple, man. I'm a firm believer that if you can beat the water temple, like, you can do anything. Like, if you can beat the water temple, you can like learn Java or C++ or any design tool. That was literally like one of the hardest things ever.
I blocked beating the Water Temple out of my memory. I don't even remember anything about the Water Temple.
Pushing start and having to put your boots on every 5 seconds so you fall down or drop here or float up.
Yeah, it was heinous. They intended on torturing people.
Is that what introduced Shadow Link? Or what was the when you fight yourself, it's kind of like a heaven type feeling. You're like running on water. That introduced. Is that even a character?
I'm not
Shadow
sure.
Link?
Not sure. Not to be honest.
He pretty much mimics your moves. He's hard as hell to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, running through town, Temple of Time. Dun 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 dun. So I'm gonna go with the Ocarina. In the big picture, it's a better video game, but I think A Link to the Past is funner. I mean, A Link to the Past, like I wish I could, and I've thought about this so many times, and with so many movies, like I wish I could delete A Link to the Past from my mind. I can play it from scratch, and I don't know what to do because I play the game and I immediately know to like get the sword. Where to go, lift up the bush, beat this guy, go to the Eastern Palace, get the Pegasus boots, get the get the book. I can just like zip through it, like autopilot. Yeah. Ocarina, there's a little bit more going on than that.
Yeah, they made it more complicated. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's I guess it's a fuller game, obviously. Yeah, definitely.
Do you get excited about these remakes? Wind Waker, Twilight,
dude,
HD.
If we could do a confession, I'll do it now.
Do it. Live your life.
My confession's pretty heinous though. After Ocarina of Time, I got burned on Legend of Zelda because a lot of people were like, dude, like Majora's Mask and all this other stuff, and like once I read in Nintendo Magazine that there was going to be a time limit, I was like, you know what?
Fuck that.
I was like, dude, like I'm used to RPGs, which I can take my sweet time and go over 100 hours.
Yeah.
The moment you say that I can't take my sweet time, I was like, oh, man.
It gets annoying. I kind of gave up on Majora's when I initially played it, and then I played it like 10 years later. And I was playing it with a buddy, so he knew where to go in the swamp and stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't know. And then they make it for the 3DS, and everyone loses their mind and shit. I don't know.
It burned me. So, like, to be honest, I haven't played a lot of Legend of Zelda past Ocarina of Time. My best memories are those after you skip the the Adventures of Link. I don't even consider that. The first three, in my opinion,
What about A Link Between Worlds? That's pretty much like A Link to the Past 2.
Well, I did actually play that one intentionally. I intentionally played that one because I was like, hey, it's like Link to the Past. It's the same
map. It's the exact same map.
And they just upgraded dungeons and things like that. No, it was solid. I loved it.
I bought that. I didn't own a 3DS, and then A Link to the Past A Link Between Worlds came out, and I read the reviews. It was actually good, and I watched Watch Mojo on YouTube, and they had ranked it like third or fourth, probably fourth best Zelda game of all time, and I was like, Craigslist, buying a 3DS, beat the game in a day, sold the 3DS, sold it. I just wanted it to ingrain in my memory for at least a decade or so. Then I'll beat it again.
Yeah,
it was fun though. Low Rule.
Mm-hmm.
What was the bad chick's name? The witch.
Oh God, I don't remember.
She wears pink. She's got brunette hair.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm so terrible with names. After having like dad life, my memory is gone like total downhill.
What about the guy that sells you all the shit? If you die, you got to go back and buy all your items again.
Oh, that was extremely a pain in the ass.
That was the bad guy, right? Or that was if you beat the game.
That was actually
Zelda?
That was your counterpart. That was Link's counterpart.
What do you mean? That was Zelda?
That was how you had Zelda and then you had the other princess that was from the other world.
Gotcha.
The guy selling you all that stuff was Link's counterpart. He was, the anti-Link.
Why does he fuck you then? After you die, he takes all your stuff? You gotta go back and buy him?
Yeah, I guess. Shake hands? He was a good guy, but he was a bad guy,
Yeah.
He was dirty, underhanded.
So, I got rid of my 3DS. As of now, I don't have a 3DS. Gabe sent me a Castlevania game out of the good willing of his heart. Love you, Gabe. Love you, baby. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll put that on the Christmas list.
Dude, I don't even own a 3DS. I own a 2DS.
I don't know. When did that even come around? I don't even remember that coming out. I was in college. Probably just way too fucking involved in school or studying or cheating.
Or skipping classes.
Or skipping class or partying. Trying to meet chicks.
No. I got a 2DS because I wasn't really down with the whole 3DS idea because they're like, oh, you can... I'm like, dude, that's a gimmick. Just give me a regular handheld. I don't want that.
You know what sucked? We'll keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, were you even able to put in like headphones or whatever? Because my last handheld I bought and treasured and savored was a Game Boy Advance SP, and I still play it. And there's not even like a headphone jack. And my girlfriend makes me play it in the hallway. I have to go in the corner and face the wall and play it.
I totally go back to play my SP quite often, and I'm like, I'll take out my headphones, and I'm like, damn it, I forgot.
Does the 2DS have a headphone jack?
Yes, it does.
Fucking
Yes,
about time.
it just doesn't have the gimmicky, the gimmicky 3D, that you can have it look all cool and stuff. I don't care about that.
Is the 2DS, does it still have the two screens?
Yes, it does,
It's got
and
the inventory screen at the bottom.
it's clunky as shit.
Okay.
It's not how 3DS folds up and it's nice and neat. The
Right.
2DS is clunky. It's kind of big, but dude, I mean, I'm used to clunky and big. I still have my gray Game Boys. I'm not worried about that.
Are the games cross-platform? Can you play 2DS games on a 3DS?
Well, there is no difference. 3DS game is a 2DS game.
Gotcha. So it is cross-platform.
Yeah, yeah. There are no 2DS games.
Cool, cool, brother. We got about 20 minutes left. What are you drinking right now?
I just finished my glass of rum.
Glass of rum. You're getting at it. Guess what I'm drinking right now?
Something really nice.
A glass of rum. Blue
Really?
Chair Bay.
Definitely better than mine.
I went into my liquor store, my watering hole the other day, and there was this smoking hot girl right when you walk in to the right-hand side that was pushing this new alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, hey, do you want to try a couple of sips for free? And they had like banana rum and pina colada rum and regular rum and white rum. They had all these labels. So me and my buddy, we had like some rum and we bought a couple bottles. There was like 2-for-1s and they threw us some free t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. Sure enough, we're walking down the beer aisle and now there's like a wine guy coming out and he's got 6 bottles and we're trying them all. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I'm going to get drunk before I get drunk. So, nonetheless, I picked up a couple bottles of wine from this dude, a couple bottles of rum. Anytime I see kind of somebody out there putting themselves out there, especially for like some sales job, I always try to support them. I always give homeless people money. I always, you're waiting at the light. The guy's like right there staring at you like a puppy dog. I'm just like, all right, man, here's $1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always kind of feel for people because I always remember like the bad times, my minimum wage jobs and stuff like that.
It could easily be you.
It could easily be you, man. Life's a trip. I've kept all my bus passes, my old wallets. I mean, when I came home from college, man, I was a piece of shit. I had no money. And I remember my dad's girlfriend kicked me out and my grandparents let me live with them back when I was like 24, 25. And I remember having $16 in my account.
Yeah, dude, I remember being in college and be able to remember to count. Like, I had a great memory for how little money I had in my account.
Top ramen.
Dude, absolutely. I remember charging my little debit card all the way down to like $1.03. And I was like, and I remembered it offhand. I was like, they're like, dude, how much money you have? I was like, if I charge this, I got $1.03.
You can't even go to the ATM and pull out a 20 because it's not there. You just have to remember like $5.77.
Yeah.
And then try not to go over that because you buy a burrito for $6. It's gonna end up being a $40 burrito.
Yep.
Because you're gonna get hit with a 33. Dude, insufficient funds used to be my middle name. That should have been my. I shouldn't have done BREWS and VIDS. It should have been at insufficient funds. Nobody has paid more money in insufficient funds than me. Fuck, I build banks, dude. Like back in the day.
You send them on vacation, dude.
I'm building Chase Banks, Bank of America, Union Bank. I mean, I probably spent. Oh my god! I remember when I was like 20 or 21, I got into this like bad online poker habit, and I was literally just pulling out like 400. But I don't know what was working, but the bank was giving me the benefit of the doubt, like the money was there. And then I got like $1,000 in insufficient fund fees, and I finally paid that off 2 years ago.
Good Lord! Wow.
Yeah, I was the type of guy that was like, I'd get a bill in the mail, 21-year-old college student, fucking throw it away like a parking ticket. I didn't take debt serious in my early 20s, and debt is real. Debt is a real thing in life.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely know that now as a guy who has a mortgage and kids, and yeah, no,
I
feel you.
The first rule of life is to be. I have rules of life. I think the first rule of life is to be a loser in high school. I think that's very key. Never eat with your elbows on the table. And third, never take out a loan. Never take out a loan unless you have to, unless it's a mortgage. I mean, I literally was like going to Guitar Center, and I'd want to buy like a PA system on credit because I thought my band was good. Like $3,000 on in the Demi interview. When I was 23 years old, my last semester of college, I went to Sonoma State. It was a small California state school up north, about an hour north of San Francisco. I took out a $3,500 loan and went to Spain by myself, and I had no itinerary. I remember the first day I got there, all the stewards on the plane on U.S. Airways that took me over there, they were like, "Do you want to come with us?" And I was like, "Yeah." It was actually this hot, older, blonde lady, like a Stifler's mom type lady. And
Nice.
she was like, "Well, yeah, U.S. Airways, we all stay at this hotel. Like, the hotel puts them up and gives them, I don't know, the company gives them $50 a day per diem, and then they get to stay in this somewhat decently nice hotel next to the airport." So I follow this chick back, and we get going, or we try to sign me up for a room, and it's like 150 euros. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I could do this one night, and then after that, I got to figure out this hostel thing better. I've got $3,500 to last me a month, and 150 euros is probably like fucking 200 American dollars.
Yeah.
And I remember down at the bar, I was like, oh my God, I'm at a bar in Spain. I'm 23 years old. I can drink legally. I mean, I think you can drink legally there when you're 18.
Yeah.
There was a pretty nice bar, and I remember they had like Johnny Walker Blue Label on there, and it was like $60 a shot. And I remember like almost buying one. I mean, I'm pretty scary with money. I don't think it, like my girlfriend's the type of girl that'll like make a pot roast or make something in the crock pot and bring it to work every single day. She'll spend like $10 on food, turn it into like 5 days of lunch. I'm the guy that's like, I'm by myself. I have nothing to do. I'm going to go spend $80 on all you can eat sushi and get drunk.
You're going to have to keep her, man. She sounds like your saving grace.
My girlfriend's a great influence on my life. My girlfriend is very good at life. Like perfect credit score, never been in trouble, knows how to save money. And I'm like just this fucking polar opposite dude.
Yeah, my wife is the A-type personality, keeps track of all our finances, pays all the bills,
Nice.
makes sure everything is completely, everything's in line.
Sure.
And I'm the guy who's like, okay, yeah, what else we got to do, huh?
I'm picturing like a Malcolm in the Middle type family. You got a wife that kind of runs the house, and you're just kind of like, whatever, let's keep the wife happy. If the wife's happy, everyone's happy.
Pretty much.
That's it?
Pretty well done. Yeah, that's it.
I love that show. That kid, not Malcolm, I used to work at the Four Seasons, super nice hotel in North County, Four Seasons Aviara. I think it's called the Hyatt now or something. And celebrities came through all the time. And that Malcolm in the Middle kid showed up, Reese. He was like not the youngest one, Dewey, but the next one up.
Mm-hmm.
And he had like one of those little bullshit Chihuahua dogs with like earrings on it, like some Paris Hilton dog, and he put like a gold necklace on it. And I remember he didn't want anybody to talk to him. And a lot of celebrities use fake names because, like, when they, want to call down their car for valet, they don't want to be like, hey, it's Matt Dillon or Brad Pitt. They'll say names like, sometimes they do like superhero names like Peter Parker, Tony Stark, and then it's a celebrity. So Martha Stewart was cool. She came in like right before she went to prison, shook everybody's hand, tipped everybody well. Everybody loves Raymond. Fuck that guy. I like carried his golf clubs around, drove him around in a van. Once you park the van, you have to like get this little stool, run over to his side, put the stool down so they don't like have to take too big of a step off the van. Everybody loves Raymond. Fuck that. I hate you, Raymond.
I'm completely disenfranchised from celebrities, man. They're like the people who have like the most problems in life.
Sure, for sure.
I'm like, why would I want to pay attention to them? My life's crazy enough. Like, the only thing they have more than I do is money and fame, and
makeup.
And it ruins their life. I can do that.
They have makeup. If you see these guys without makeup, like John Madden or Everybody Loves Raymond or Chris Collinsworth on the golf course, they look like they're 150 years old. And then you see them on TV, you're like, dude, that's not you. You spend an hour in makeup.
Yeah, that's pretty frightening.
You don't want to be a dude that has to put makeup on just to, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you, though. I don't get starstruck. I've had The Rock cut in front of me. Uh, I was in Philadelphia trying to get home because my mom lived in Westchester. She flew out of U.S. Airways, and I remember The Rock cutting through everybody, and security didn't give a shit. He was like, "Oh, I'm super late for something. I got to be in somewhere in Florida. I think there was like a WWF. This was like I was 15. This was like 15 years ago, like the height of his career when he was going against like Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin." And I remember looking at him. He looked me in the eyes. He's like, "Hey, can I cut in front of you?" I was like, "Yeah, jabroni." And I said that. I said that. And he didn't laugh, but I felt like he took it at me like, I mean, he was moving so fast, and he was trying to get through everybody, and all of the TSA agents or the security agents like were just crying. It was all these like super like joyous and pompous black women that were just like so in awe of this guy, and they just let this guy could have had like a hydrogen bomb on him. This guy could have had like a machine
Let him
gun.
on. Let him on. Let him on.
Yeah, this guy could have had a fucking backpack full of dynamite, and I don't know. I guess that's the power of being The Rock. The power of being a celebrity.
Yeah, dude. I remember, speaking of like wrestling guys, I remember Randy Macho Man Savage
Oh yeah.
being at a Walmart in
What?
Louisiana,
Nice.
signing a book.
Hey, brother.
And dude, all I did was scream across the way, and I went, "Oh yeah!"
Oh,
And
yeah.
I waited for him to do it back, and I was like, "Oh, there it is. I did what I needed to do. I moved on and went and got my groceries."
That check on our bucket list is checked off.
Exactly.
You can go to heaven in peace.
Yep, I got to hear Randy Macho Man scream at me in Walmart. It was great.
I was it recent? I mean, did he die after?
Yes, he did. He did. I think there was like a car accident. I think he died in a car accident, actually.
You know, I saw Junior Seau. I've seen Junior Seau a couple times, but I saw him about a week before he killed himself.
Oh goodness.
I was at a bar. I was coming home. It was like 2010 or 2011. It was the year that maybe 2012. I don't know. I was down and out, and there was a bar right next to the Del Mar racetrack called Pamplemousse Grill, and I went in there to get a job. And I remember there was a restaurant over, like it shared a parking lot with, called the Red Tracton. I walked over there to get like an afternoon beer, and sure enough, I walk in there, and Junior Seau's at the bar with another white guy. Like you could tell this guy had like Del Mar or La Jolla written all over him. You know, white guy with jewelry on, older,
Yeah.
white hair. And I'll always remember this. And Junior Seau was playing a little ukulele to the Beatles songs. Here comes the sun. But he was playing it on a little Hawaiian guitar. And he kind of saw me eyeballing him. And, I ended up staying there for about 2 or 3 beers. I remember I was drinking Newcastle. And I finally had enough beer in me, or confidence in me. I thought it through. Where I went up to Junior Seau with a red Tracton, the name of the bar, cocktail glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I leaned over to the bartender and said, "Hey, can I get a Sharpie? I want to get this guy's signature." So I go up to Junior Seau and I say, "Hey man, my little brother really likes you. He wants your autograph." And he was like, "Bullshit, dude. You're never too old to ask for an autograph." And we just started laughing our asses off. I don't have a little brother. I just didn't know how to like approach it and be like, "Hey, yeah, my little kid." I'm like mid-20s, late 20s, asking for some grown man's autograph. But I mean, Junior Seau is like, in San Diego wise, San Diego doesn't really have like, huge sports stars. So him and Tony Gwynn were like godlike. So that was always fun. Yeah, I'll always remember that. Bullshit, man. You're never too old to ask for an autograph. And I remember his buddy started laughing, and the bartender had like a smirk, and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna remember this story for a while." I still have that. I've got the Junior Seau cocktail. I've got the signature on a Red Tracton cocktail napkin. I don't know where it is. I should have it up on my corkboard, but I don't know.
That's pretty funny, dude.
I got a couple more questions for you, dude.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you're trying to promote on Instagram? Do followers mean anything to you?
Dude, I'm on Instagram purely for fun.
For engagement.
Yeah, it's
Me too.
hey, find people doing the same thing, or find people who love retro game. I mean, the only reason why I do perlers is because I like old games, and I'm just doing it to immortalize them in my own weird little way,
Yeah.
so that I can decorate my room. And that's just it. Like I don't sell anything intentionally because there's so many great perler artists out there that are better than me. That I come with some different ideas than them, but it's not something they couldn't do because honestly, all I do is like Franken monster 16-bit guys together to make it, different.
I like your new
And
stuff. I like how you incorporate beers in there. I saw your Sonic and Mario, how you kind of morph them together.
yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
pretty cool. I
yeah, I
like
mean
it.
it's creative,
I
but
mean, if
yeah,
somebody,
no, it's
I know you want to give me free pearls, but if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, can I buy that off you?" Are you still
I
not interested?
I pass them off to someone else, and I tell them they can make whatever I've made better.
So the goal is to not make money.
For me, dude, it's like I do it for fun. So
Yeah,
if I start doing it for money, then
right.
it becomes the obligation, and then I'm like, well, damn it, like, and I'm the kind of guy that probably doesn't want to do something twice.
Same as
When
me.
it comes to that, like if you're drinking a beer, you're trying to relax. And the last thing I want to think about is there's this guy waiting for me to make such and such that
Sure,
I've already made,
sure.
and he's
I'm on a
and
deadline.
yeah, I have a job, and yeah, I don't make enough money, and I guess I could substitute, and make a little more, but I think it's gonna be more of a headache than that, but just because I'm not gonna be able to get it to the mail myself, or I'd have to fight to do that between getting home and work, and my wife has enough to deal with instead of going, hey, I need you to mail out 5, 6 things for me today when you're dealing with our kids. Uh, I don't want to dump that on her. And actually, she's
I've gotten a pearl before that was busted. I'm not going to name names, but
yeah.
I mean that would be a huge reason not to want to sell it for money, right? Like you're getting complaints now, or you shipped to the wrong address, or Mario's leg broke off. Now it's up to this guy to figure out how to iron it himself.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Like I just don't want to deal with the headaches that are associated with it, And
right,
there are so many guys that are out there that I like following that I'm like, dude, they deserve it more than I do. They've been doing it way longer.
who was the dude you gave the shout out to that did the self portraits that were insane? You
Oh,
were like,
oh,
hey,
oh,
you wrote something like, why does this guy not have more followers?
dude, he should totally have way more followers than
What's his
me. Like,
name?
let me look it up, dude.
Because he
Shoot,
was doing like, I mean, way more detailed stuff than the average perler, right?
he did the whole character sheet for Final Fantasy VII, and I was like,
Fuck.
win right there. Why the hell is like? And
And
I
he's
think
got
it's
like 300 followers or something.
and I think it's the only reason he doesn't have a ton of followers is he doesn't hashtag. That's pretty much it,
What's your take on excessive hashtags? Do you think it
dude.
makes
I
you look
think
stupid?
well, let's put it this way: I write them once and I copy and paste them. I don't redo them over and over again.
I
Uh,
appreciate you using brews and vids. You're a big supporter of the movement, craft beer and
oh,
video games. Nothing
oh,
better.
absolutely, dude. No,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
no problem, man. No problem.
What about when somebody like I called Cheeses out last night? He put up like a couple of Super Nintendo games, and everything is like N64, N64. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think's more gimmicky, spam giveaways or excessive hashtags?
Spam giveaways, dude.
I mean,
Like
you're both kind of reaching out for exposure. I mean, it's just kind of two little cheap thrills.
yeah, no, it's one where it's a lot of people want to be seen and they want positive feedback. Hell, I mean, I'd even go for negative feedback. It's
Yeah,
why you're putting yourself out there.
the whole Instagram follower thing, it's kind of starting to weird me out. I mean, there's nothing.
Dude,
16
like,
bits coming on. I want to talk to him about this, but like, I don't think there's anything stupider than having 50,000 followers and then you post something and it has 300 likes.
well, and then I think honestly, when you have that many followers, you kind of get sloppy too.
What do you mean?
You just don't care what you post.
You think
Because
so?
well, dude, I've seen people with tons of followers that are like, here's such and such controller. I posted it 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna repost it.
Yeah, I had to unfollow that dude the other night, like B Retro Gamer, BIH underscore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, this guy's never liked one of my pictures. We've never commented. We've never DM'd. And it was just another one of those weird accounts where he's got like 5,000 followers and then he posts something and he gets like 34 likes.
Well, and I mean, it's almost it's just a place to showcase stuff, and sometimes it's kind of a demeasuring contest. But for me, it's not. I'm just putting
Yeah.
crap out. Like I've got nothing impressive. Uh, the
I don't
most
think so. I
no.
think you've got I think your video game craft beer pearls are cool as shit and nobody else does them. I'm sure people can
Well,
do them, but it's not I mean that's your style and I don't see anybody else really doing that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, but it's just I'm not. If it gets people's attention, they like it. That's great. And honestly, like a lot of pearlers are like, "Hey, this is my stuff. Don't recreate it."
Fuck
So
that.
I'm
Fuck
like,
you.
dude,
Who's ever
please.
doing that and kiss my ass?
I'm like, please recreate it. That's actually more honoring
What
than
it's
me telling.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you liked it that much that you remade it, and hell, even if you made money off of it, that's awesome. That
Well,
someone
and it's not a
wanted to
character
buy.
he created. It's probably like Michelangelo or something, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
It's it's
fucking
it's
lame.
it's ton it's tons of stuff. They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, by the way, you didn't recreate that guy originally. You may have rearranged the pixels, but
Sure.
it's not yours.
Cool.
Like, let's be none of it's yours.
I got one more question for you, man. Does it
Yes,
feel like
sir.
it's been an hour? It goes by pretty fast, right?
No, and unfortunately, I guess we talked way too much about my personal life. Sorry.
Oh, dude, I think that's the best part. I mean, like when Kat interviewed Solo, you know, I don't know. Talk to the guy behind the Instagram account. Nobody gives a
Yeah,
shit. I mean, Solo posts his fucking bookshelf with his controllers 7 times a day. The last thing I want to hear you do is talk about it now.
yeah.
You
I
know, I want
I
to hear about this guy. Does he have kids? Is he the man? Is he successful? Does he own homes? Does he collect cars? Like, what's going on with this guy?
yeah. What's outside of the shells we all see 99%
Right.
of
I
the
mean, we all
time.
use Instagram as kind of like, I don't know if like fantasy over reality is a type thing, but like everybody obviously portrays themselves to have a better life than they actually do. And
Well,
I mean, everybody, I heard a comedian talk a joke about like, everybody loves posting their wedding pictures and girls post 1,000 wedding pictures on Facebook.
mhm.
How come there's no divorce pictures? Why don't we post like the courtroom hanging out when like the fucking dad's getting told that he can see his kids like twice a week or something? Like, where are those
well,
pictures? So,
Well, and the thing is, like with Facebook, like you're saying, like Facebook, people will do that. They'll be like, "I'm having a bad day," but like Instagram, nobody's doing that. They're all like, "Hey, look at how awesome my life is. This is all the cool shit I like."
I had to delete my Facebook because of the status updates. I couldn't take it anymore. Like I'd be
You mean
scrolling
like
through Facebook and somebody'd be like, "Hey, waiting in line at Starbucks,"
or
and then their next thing would be like, "Hey, my dad just died." I'm like, dude,
yeah,
that's like the thinnest lines of reality that in neither are two updates that you should be doing to attract attention to yourself. Who gives
yeah,
a fuck if you're waiting in line at Starbucks? And if somebody in your family died, I don't know if that's something you should put on the internet.
yeah. No, I mean that's really damn personal. And unless your list is like your family members, which they would know, like it's kind of odd. Like your friend in college now knows some very personal crap about you.
Facebook sucks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how much shelf life do you think Instagram really has left? About a year before it's just ads and flooded, and this person knows this person, and you're all friends and buy shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that my duration's not going to be long on Instagram. I don't think I'm going to be there for forever for sure. I
It's
mean,
got about a
like,
year left, I think, before people are just like, dude, I'm out. This is
yeah, and
stupid.
there's going to be another. I mean, they're doing the Snapchat thing that was originally meant for something extremely different. Now everybody's using that. I don't know. I'm really, I just use Instagram and to just to be the nerd that I like to be when I'm in my man cave. And Facebook is like I got a couple friends and I'll occasionally talk to them, but it's yeah, whatever.
I don't let my friends and family I know in real life follow me on Brews and Vids. I'll block them. I don't like. It's like when we were talking about with Measy or
Hmm.
Nintendo Jess. I don't want the whole idea behind like video games in general is like we're all fucking kind of nerds in the closet, and in our everyday life it might not be the most socially acceptable thing.
Yeah, no, like I have family members who follow my Instagram. They don't like not a single picture.
They don't
Why?
know what the hell's
Because
going on. They're probably thinking like, dude, you're 32 years old. Why are you still playing video games?
exactly. Yeah, no.
I don't want fucking to be explaining myself my whole time that I'm 31 and I love playing video games still.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I block everybody. There's like 6 people. It says I have like 2,500 followers on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I only have like 400 or 500. But
yeah,
of those people, there's like maybe 6, 7, 8 that I know in real life, and they know it. They know that I'm a fucking nerd. I'm a video game guy. I drink a ton of beer. Because like I don't want somebody that from high school or an ex girlfriend or some old high school football buddy or something to be like, oh, I found Casey on Instagram. What the fuck? Like he's just posting like video games and beer. Like what is this? Well, yeah, it's my muse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you post what helps you unwind. It's
I mean, I got to the
that's
point
all I'm
where
doing.
I hated when I had my old Well Tequila account. You know, everybody that I followed, all the chicks from high school or the buddies from growing up, it was sunset pictures, it was cats, it was kittens. It was every time their kid took a step, they had to like put it on the internet. Anytime their
Hmm.
baby took, shit his pants or something, they had to like put it on. Went to the bathroom. It's got to go on the internet. The food pictures were kind of cool. And literally, all I would do was post pictures of me chugging 40s with my shirt off. And I would, like, try to be funny. Like, the hashtag would be like, oh, DM me if you want this recipe. And I got, like, my beer belly hanging out or something. Sunglasses on, Mickey's 40 in the air. But
Yeah, no,
Instagram it's a good outlet for us nerds because we're all kind of in this together. We're all, video games aren't the most socially acceptable thing. It's not the coolest thing to most 31-year-olds.
yeah, no. I mean, and the thing is we're the guys who grew up with it. So like, I guess we were supposed to grow out of it, right?
Yep. Fuck that. Never.
No,
When I'm
hell no.
retired, I'm gonna play all the RPGs I never got around to play, starting with Legend of Mana. All right,
What's
Matt. Last question, brother.
yes, sir.
Off the top of your head, who's your favorite Instagram artist?
Instagram.
Perling, paint, acrylic, you name it. Pencil, charcoal.
I would have to say Saboteur would be my favorite.
Saboteur. Give me his handle.
Uh,
SAB
let me look it up for you because I can't
Saboteur.
spell.
We'll check it out. I'll throw some pictures in when I
It's
play this video.
Saboteur.
SABOTUR.
It's Robin Har.
Gotcha. I don't know if I have one. That Eddie's art guy is going to give me an original for $100.
Yeah, I've already talked to him about
$100.
making a piece for me.
Fucking
Actually,
A. I'm gonna give him so much love. I'm gonna put, my YouTube channel has 500 subscribers, but I'm still gonna blast him. 600 subscribers.
it's funny because he's a brother of a friend of yours, isn't he?
I have no idea. Is he Gabe's brother?
He is because
No, he's
also,
not.
dude,
Is he?
he has to be. It's him, Gabe, and Zombie Eric
No
Art.
shit.
They're all brothers.
Are you sure?
Dude, I've cross referenced when I posted a picture of Eddie's work. Gabe was like, "Dude, that's my brother."
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk about that in the caption when we put this video in. I'm gonna say that you explained to me. Well, I know he's got like 3,000 brothers. I mean, Gabe is like East LA.
Well, dude, his whole family's freaking retarded talented. If that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're all in a band too. It's like the Jackson Five, but they're Hispanic.
Yeah. Seriously.
Um, I'm gonna go with Eddie's art, and I'm gonna go with Stained Glass Geek for my favorite Instagram artist right now.
Yeah.
The Stained Glass Geek is just like something I've never seen before.
No, I'd have to. I totally agree.
From the Photoshop to the buying the grinder to buying the glass. I mean, I imagine there's a serious fucking reality behind a finished
Hours.
piece. Yeah. All right, brother. Do you have any questions for me?
Uh, well, actually, who else are you planning on interviewing past your previous list? I mean,
Good
you
question.
taking recommendations?
Yeah. Hit me with it. Who do you want to get on the show on the podcast?
Well, I would like to see a few people
Let's
personally.
hear it.
I'd like to see let's see, Mike, and the spelling is Myquih.
I know who that dude is. He hates me. I tried to follow him. He didn't follow me back, but we'll figure something out.
He's an old school nerd. He's great.
Cool.
I mean, I hope you get to Nick in Japan, by the way, at some
Nick in
point.
Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
Nick in Japan. You just got called out. You're on full blast. I'm still waiting for my
Awesome.
artwork, dude. Who else?
And Retro Nerdgasm. I don't know if you've
Retro
followed him.
Nerdgasm's my boy.
You totally need to put him on there too.
Gotcha. All right, man. How do you think this went? Were you nervous?
Oh no, I just
It's cool, right?
I hope I didn't ruin your interview.
You didn't at
Talking
all.
too much. Good, because I talked too much about myself. I thought, but I
That's
guess
the
that was
best part. Matt, good. Thank you for your time, man. Good luck with this. Hey, best of luck to your daughter coming any day now, and I'll see you back on Instagram.
Yes, sir. I had
All
a
right.
great time.
All right, brother. Love hearing that. Talk soon.
All right.
Bye
Night.
bye.
Bye, bud.